Welcome to the Multicultural's channel. My name is Fernanda Vallejo. Today I have a special guest, Marco Castillo. He's a musician and also a producer and songwriter. Hi Marco, how are you doing today?
Hello Fernanda, I'm doing great. Thank you for having me.
You're more than welcome. Welcome for coming. Okay, so Marco, let's talk a little bit more about you. Where are you from?
I'm originally from Rio de Janeiro, Brazil. I was born in the capital of Samba, and I moved here years ago.
How many years ago, do you remember?
I moved here 16 years ago.
16 years
yeah,
ago.
I'm a proud Canadian citizen.
And how did you like Winnipeg? Did you arrive direct to Winnipeg or?
I came straight to Winnipeg, yes. I have family there that came in the 80s from Guatemala. That's kind of we're kind of following the path, you know. And
Okay.
yeah, that's why I'm here.
Awesome. Okay. And Marco, you are a musician. What kind of music do you play?
Well, of course, being from Brazil, I'm specialized in Brazilian music, even though I like all different styles of music. I play rock, blues, jazz, country music, electronic. I like electronic music, actually.
Nice.
But of course, being from Brazil, the Latin music is my strength and is
Latin music.
my flag, I would say.
That's awesome. And what did it inspire you to become a musician?
Well, it's interesting question. You don't choose to be a musician. My father is a musician. I try to be a normal person, but music is always there. And then, so I surrendered to the music. I got my bachelor in music in Brazil, in Rio de Janeiro. And I'm a musician since I can remember. I'm playing guitar. I started playing around 12 years old.
Okay.
And the music was always there. You know, I did different things in my life, but you know, music was always there. So it's kind of hard to not surrender to music, I'll say.
Yeah, that's beautiful. Which musical instrument is your favorite one and why?
Well, I like the guitar because that's my first instrument,
Okay.
even though I play a little bit of piano and bass. I don't play piano on stage, but on the studio, yes. Bass, but guitar is, I think it's one of the it's a very, it's part of you, you know, the guitar is a natural instrument. And I like percussion as well. I love percussion, drumming, so all the instruments are my favorites. It's hard to say, oh, this or that, but guitar, of course, guitar is my main instrument, is the one that I like the most.
Oh, cool. And when you came to Canada, to Winnipeg, did you start as a musician? What was the impact of your music here in Winnipeg?
Oh, that's a great question, Fernanda. Yes, I started, when I moved, to be honest, I was a little bit scared because coming from Rio de Janeiro is a big city, and then I was thinking, wow, this Winnipeg is just kind of a small city and everything. But surprisingly, I found a very rich community in arts in general and in music, and because I have Spanish as a second language, I started immediately to play and sing with the Latin bands. Mm-hmm. So I got hired right away as a musician. And then I put my own band and everything, so you think the things start just going well.
How many albums do you have?
Well, I released 3 full albums.
Okay.
In 2008, I released my first album, The Brazilian Season. It was a very interesting album. I had like 17 musicians playing in this album. It was co-produced with Rodrigo Munoz, my friend, my musician friend. And then I released the second one in 2014, The Trip to Brazil, which was actually awarded for the best recording world music of the year in Canada.
Wow.
For the Western Canadian Music Award. And then I released the third album in 2014, Zabelé, called Zabelé, all with original music, and was also nominated as a world recording. And so far 3, I have some small releases, single releases.
Okay.
And I'm planning, I have some projects to release. You know, nowadays, because the music industry has changed a lot, there's always that idea that like the CD, the physical CD, something that people are not buying anymore. But I think it's a questionable thing. I'm still I don't know, old-fashioned, but I still like to have in hands like the product, you know, like the CD that you can open and you can read the credits and everything. I know we are living in this virtual world, which is wonderful, but at the same time, you know, nothing better than something popular. There is people actually printing vinyls, so it's kind of, yeah.
That's pretty interesting. So I also hear that you work with a CBC here in Manitoba.
Yeah, I was invited by the producer, Mr. Posen, and I can't remember exactly which year it was, there was a project on CBC that they were like trying to get local musicians to interpret like Manitoban musicians, well-known musicians. So I chose 2 songs to record, and it was very, very interesting experience. Yeah, it was lovely.
Awesome. Congratulations about it.
Thank you.
And also I hear that you participate in the festival de Viña del Mar. Can you tell me a little bit more about it?
Absolutely, yeah. Viña del Mar was a wonderful experience. I was performing one of my original songs that I wrote called Forró no Canadá. And the song is inspired. I had a vision of see people dancing forró, which is a Brazilian style of music and dance from the northeast of Brazil. So I have that vision of seeing people dancing in the snow, you know, and melting the snow, you know, because Latin music, you know, it's very flavor and it's very, you know, hot for dancing and stuff. So so this song was choose to represent Brazil. So I was very proud myself, like I play in this arena which 15,000 people around.
Wow.
Yeah, it was an amazing experience. I loved every second. And yeah, I'm very proud. It was, you know, I wasn't like the winner, but I was one of the 6 finalists, which is, I think it's
awesome.
Yeah, was wonderful.
Amazing.
Yeah.
Could you be able to play one of those songs for us today?
Absolutely, yes, I can do that. Carnaval que já passou, chega de saudades, pois meu samba começou. Da carioca e das areias, veja só o que sobrou, apenas um postal que o vento carregou. Ser feliz pela beleza me cansei, então decidi por Tom Jobim. Boas lembranças de um futuro, pobre Cristo Redentor. Valeu, você tentou, mas foi por mal, já passou. Rio de Janeiro, este samba é pra você. Num cartão virtual eu vou te ver. Rio de Janeiro, este samba é pra você. Num cartão virtual eu vou te ver. Ser feliz pela beleza me cansei, então decidi por Tom Jobim. Boas lembranças do futuro, pobre Cristo Redentor, valeu, você tentou, não foi por mal, mas já passou. Rio de Janeiro, este samba é pra você. Num cartão virtual eu vou te ver. Rio de Janeiro, este samba é pra você. Num cartão virtual eu vou te ver.
Thank you, that was amazing.
Thank you so much. It was a pleasure to participate and play my music.
We're really proud of you, honestly. Awesome. I have another question. So I hear that you were part of the symphony orchestra here in Canada, in Winnipeg, right? How was that?
Yes, I was invited in 2014 when the Olympics was happening in Rio.
Okay.
So I was one of the guests. I sing a very famous song in Brazil, Cidade Maravilhosa. And it was an amazing experience, work with the symphony. Yeah, we played, I don't know, like 10 shows, I guess. Yeah, and I also very active member and I have been doing a lot of collaborations with artists, especially with the Winnipeg Jazz Orchestra. In 2019, we brought here an amazing drummer, Kiko Freitas, to perform with us, and was an amazing experience. So I am always open and doing collaborations. I believe music, is to be shared, and then when you find, talent people to share with, nothing better than who get forces together.
For sure. Now, a personal question. How many hours a day do you spend in your music?
Well, it's hard to say. I mean, I play a lot. I always have my guitar beside me. I'm a music educator as well, so I have students, and I always, have the guitar besides me. So it's hard to really measure how much hours I spend with the guitar, but sometimes I spend several hours not playing, which I feel kind of, I miss the guitar, like music is part of me. So, but I can't really tell you like how many hours. I practice a lot. Sometimes I practice songs, or I practice parts of songs that are hard to a technical execution, so I have to just work that part. And then so sometimes I do that, and then just but I can't tell how many hours. It's just I play a lot. I like to play. I think that's,
awesome.
When I'm playing, when I'm practicing, I don't feel like it's a sacrifice. I enjoy doing.
It's more like an inspiration, no?
It is. Even not even I'm composing, even I'm just playing or covering or playing something is an inspiration as well. Yeah, exactly. I feel pumped to play. I think music is something fantastic in everybody's life, right? We're having this conversation minutes ago. I believe music, we are the music ourselves. So everything is vibration and frequency. So I think we are, so the music is part of of course we have categories, we have songs, and then, have music for dancing or everything or anything. But music is beyond explanation. It's everywhere all the time.
It's essential in our lives.
Exactly, yeah.
Perfect. And now, do you have more projects for this year?
Yes, I have several projects going on. Actually, I have some music to be released this year, some original songs. And I also have a project that I started in 2019. Was actually when we brought Kiko for the shows with the WJO. It was interesting because we brought Kiko in February. We played the shows and everything. I got him on the studio to record with me some of my original songs. And then in March, everything was shut down. So that was crazy. So I have this project that I had him recorded, and then so now I want to finish this project. And I have several other projects going on. There's always something coming I need more hours in my day, that's for sure.
I understand. Yeah, and from all these years of trajectory, which one was your favorite performance?
Wow, this is another very interesting question, Fernanda, because for me, of course, it was wonderful to perform, for example, in Viña del Mar in Chile for a lot of people. But I enjoy small shows. For me, it's not even a matter of how many people, but because when I'm on stage playing, it's like for me is like a therapy for myself. It's the place that I feel good doing what I like to do. And so every moment is special. Of course, Viña, I think, was a kind of a big thing for me. But I have like wonderful moments playing with diverse musicians and different stages and with different audiences. Actually, we have this the jazz festival again. So I'm playing,
nice.
I'm performing with my band. I have the Brazilian Beats band, which I founded in 2008. Is a Latin music, Brazilian music, more specific.
Would you like to do a collaboration with someone specific? Music collaboration for sure.
Yeah, well, sometimes of course, I want to do collaborations with people. I don't have any specific person or artist in mind, but I'm always open. I'm always looking. There's so many talented people out there. I'm very open all the time to have collaborations, but I don't have like a specific person that I love. Well, to be honest, there's one person that I'll mention. His name is Hermeto Pascual. He's actually now touring the United States. Hermeto Pascual, since I moved here, I've been telling the musicians, I've been telling everybody that I know about Hermeto, and then you do your research yourself, you'll find out. But Hermeto is one of the most impressive musicians of all times, in my view. He's from Brazil. I saw him performing numerous times in Rio de Janeiro. I remember I was like from 12 years old to my 20s. Hermeto Pascual show, you just leave everything behind and then just go to, because the shows were like used to be 2-3 hours music nonstop. And his creativity, not only the music that he produced, but he have a concept, a very specific concept of how the music is for us, is for free. It has like a very interesting concept about the music, how we interact with the music, how the music interact with us. It's something that is very natural. So Hermeto is a person that I'll love one day. I'm not sure. I almost went to the States to see his show, but my schedule was kind of like not fitting, not matching at the end. But I think I got inspiration enough from him, and I saw him many times. But I'm open for collaborations. I love to collaborate with people. I think, especially with in music, So yeah, I'm always open for collaborations.
Awesome. And was there any specific musician that inspired you to do all this Brazilian music, jazz music?
Well, I mentioned before, my father is a musician, and now I realize how important it was for me to listen so much music when I was a kid. So I still have a lot of records, like the full album in my head. So there's a lot. Brazil is full of talent. The whole world has so much good music out there. And I have a lot of different influence. Of course, a lot of influence from the Brazilian music, but I had a lot of different kind of music. Classic music, rock music, jazz. In the 80s, I listened a lot of the fusion music. In the 80s, when it started, like the groups like Chick Corea, Herbie Hancock, like a lot of people, that was when jazz, when meeting with rock. And I think the music that Jaco Pastorius, all those musicians, that momentum was unique. And I think the music that was produced at that time is still resonating and influenced a lot of people. So yeah, I have so many different influences. It's hard, like I will be unfair if I give names, but I would like to honor my father and my mother, because my mother, even though she's not a musician, but she's an artist, and she has a lot of sensibility for arts, and she has good ears also. And my dad is a musician, so if I have to be grateful, I think I'll be grateful for them, and of course all the music that surround me and I've been growing with.
All these years. Sounds beautiful, really inspirational. And now I have a question, but this is for the new people that are coming to Winnipeg, to Canada. What would you tell them?
Well, I think anyone that wants to come should come. Wherever is your dream, it's achievable. Awesome. The only thing that we are not capable is the thing that you don't think about.
Right.
Everything starts here, and after that is action, right? And of course you communicate with the universe with your own tone voice, and it will happen. So I encourage people, if their dream is to move and move, for a different place. I love Canada myself. When I moved, again, I was a little bit like moving from Rio, was just kind of like seeing the weather and everything. Yeah, very challenged. But I found a very, very fertile soil for my music, I would say. Awesome. And I'm very grateful to be in here.
How do you like the winter here?
Well, I think winter is part of the deal, I don't complain at all. I shovel like singing, okay, let's shovel, let's do it. We have to do what we have to do. So I really don't complain about the weather. Yeah. Actually, my first album was called Brazilian Season for that reason, because in my head, I knew the only things that I knew about Canada was the seasons, the defined 4 seasons. But I brought my own personal 5th season, which was the Brazilian music. Awesome. So I think we have to embrace. I don't, it's of course when it's minus 40, but we have a comfortable life. You turn on your car, you have heat. I had talked to people from Brazil, they told me I was feeling more cold in São Paulo than in here, and that's true, because in Brazil we don't have infrastructure for cold weather.
Yeah.
And yeah.
Awesome. Good. And which season is the one that inspires you more to create music?
I think each season has his own motif to inspire, but I like the spring a lot. I think spring is because it's kind of when you really see the cycle, blooming again, and then we are all looking forward for the summertime. But the winter can be inspirational as well, all this white snow out there, and I think every season is inspirational. It has different inspirations, I would say, different moods, right? It's just depending on how do you see.
For sure. And when you are composing a new song, so because you're a songwriter, do you prefer to do it at home or go for a walk and get inspired with nature? How that happens?
Yeah, I don't have a special place. I like when I'm walking. Sometimes I have good ideas. Sometimes it happens that at 3 o'clock in the morning, I just wake up with the full idea ready, and I have to just run to the studio and get my guitar and record something. But yeah, I think there's no special place for me. It depends. Sometimes, again, I'm dreaming, and it's I have that dream and I have the full picture ready. Sometimes a scene, sometimes a person, sometimes a situation can be, that little seed. We were talking earlier about this, music is 10% inspiration and 90% transpiration, hard work. You have to get, and then, lapidate it and make it ready. There's a lot of work, though.
Perfect. And would you like to play another song for us?
I would love to do that, yeah. I would love to play some more music for you.
Awesome, so let's go ahead.
Okay, let's do it. So talking about inspiration, this is Tão Zen, one of the first songs I wrote when I moved here to Canada. seu lado. Pecado é juízo que eu nem preciso pra ser feliz, pois eu herdei o livre-arbítrio e a palavra é a lei. Não tema nem negue, Deus segue, faz de conta e encontra o seu caminho, seu ninho, pois meu ninho é você. Então me queira, e se não quiser, então resista, desista, insista em ser feliz, porque eu tô zen, eu tô tão zen. Eu tô tão zen, sem vergonha. Eu tô tão zen, sem vergonha, culpa, que pecado do seu lado. Pecado é juiz que eu nem preciso pra ser feliz, pois eu herdei o livre-arbítrio e a palavra é a lei. Não tema nem negue, Deus segue, faz de conta e encontra o seu caminho, seu ninho, pois meu ninho é você. Então me queira, e se não quiser, então resista, desista, insista em ser feliz, porque eu tô zen, eu tô tão zen.
Wow, that was fantastic. That was awesome. I really love it. Oh my gosh. Thank you again. Marco, thank you so much for coming to the studio. It was a pleasure to have you here today.
Thank you, Fernanda. Thank you. My pleasure to play music for you and participate in your program. Yeah, please follow on Instagram, wherever media. I'm easy to find.
Where can people find you on social media? Yeah.
Yes, on my website there's the links for my media as www.marcocastillo.ca. So there's links for YouTube, Instagram, Facebook, even Twitter. I have Twitter. Wow. I don't use that much, but I have Twitter.
Perfect. So please, people, start following Marco on his social media, YouTube, Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. And also, thank you so much for watching us today. Don't forget to follow the Multicultural channel, Community Hour. We are on Facebook, YouTube, Instagram as well.